The following public service program is brought to you by the Metropolitan Library System. And now, Read About It with your host, B.J. Williams.
We have a great show for you today, including a talk with Robert Connolly about his new book, Cherokee Medicine Man. But first, Doug has a DVD he'd like to share with us, and it's rather a famous DVD, isn't it?
Well, yes, it is. It's the movie Stagecoach. The first version that was made in 1939, directed by John Ford. A couple of weeks ago, we talked about Billy the Kid briefly, because I went through Billy the Kid country on my vacation this year. Right. Well, we drove through Monument Valley, too, and which was one of Ford's favorite locations for, for shooting Westerns. And if you go through, and we really did just drive through. It was a quick run through. But we had watched Stagecoach the night before, and yes, you do recognize some of the formations as you pass them in the valley. They haven't changed much in 66. Well, they haven't changed much in thousands of years. Actually. But the movie itself is one of the classic Westerns. It was the first Western Ford had made in over 10 years. The first sound Western he made.
He did a good job.
Yes, he did. He is so associated with Westerns. People are kind of surprised to hear that he didn't make any during the 30s. This was the first one. And it was the first time he worked with John Wayne. He had kind of been shunning Wayne all through the 30s. They knew each other in the 20s when Ford was already a name director and Wayne was worked props and just helped out around the set when he was at USC. But then Ford just dropped him and didn't have anything to do with him for years and years, wouldn't even acknowledge him when he saw him around the studio. And it's thought that was probably because Wayne made one big movie in 1930, I think, called The Big Trail, but he made it for another director, for Raoul Walsh. And Walsh was also the guy who gave him the name John Wayne. And it is assumed that Ford was a little miffed by that he had his eye on this guy and he was going to make a star out of him. And somebody beat him to it. Well, The Big Trail flopped and Wayne went into B-Westerns, D-Westerns in some cases. That were not very good movies. But Ford rescued him for Stagecoach and actually stood up for him and said, "This is the guy I want," and gave Wayne one of the great entrances of all times. He's the Ringo Kid, he's broken out of prison, and the Stagecoach stops to pick him up, and the camera just comes right into Wayne's face. It even goes out of focus at one point, and then pulls focus again, and you see him. It's a great entrance. His co-star in the movie is Claire Trevor, who actually got top billing in the film.
Yes, she did.
She was a much bigger star than he was. She kind of slipped into B movies too in the 40s. Did a lot of film noir where she was the bad girl. Came back strong in Key Largo with Edward G. Robinson and Humphrey Bogart, and actually won the Oscar for Best Supporting Actress in that. And then didn't work real often throughout the 50s, but when she did, she was in better pictures generally. Thomas Mitchell, a great character actor. If people don't know his name, they'd recognize him if they saw him. Won the Oscar for Stagecoach for Best Supporting Actor. He plays the drunken doctor.
Oh, yes.
It's the story of a group of people on a stagecoach going to Lordsburg trying to beat the Apaches who are chasing them, probably to steal their horses. Nobody's really sure why the Indians are after them.
But the Indians are always after you.
The Indians are always after somebody in Westerns at that period. But it's a lot more than an action film. It's about interrelationships and how society can create or destroy people. It's Stagecoach, 1939. It's really a good Western. I think people will enjoy it.
And you can find it at your library. And coming up after a brief break will be Kids Corner with Kelly Rhea and Heidi Johnson.
Hi, I'm Donna Morris, Executive Director of the Metropolitan Library System. 2007 will mark Oklahoma's centennial year. 100 years is a long time, but public libraries have been part of this community since the very beginning. And we're still exactly the same as we've been all along, your primary source for information and entertainment. The delivery methods are different now than in the early days. Today we provide free wireless access, free internet access, DVDs, CDs, free programming for people of all ages, along with the traditional books, magazines, and newspapers. But what hasn't changed is our dedication to helping you find exactly what you need. Librarians continue to be the guides to the up-to-date world of information, and our librarians at MLS are the best in the business. So visit your neighborhood MLS library soon, and as they say in the world of libraries, come check us out.
Hello, and thank you for joining us. Today, Heidi Johnson from Tech Processing is here, and she's brought fabulous books, as she always does. And this one is especially incredible for me today, as I haven't been in the very best mood. This one's called Incredible You. It's by Dr. Wayne Dyer, who has written a lot of adult books, and finally he's written a children's book. Tell me about this book.
Well, basically in the foreword he does talk about that he took the ideas from his adult book and translated them for a very young audience. He says it's never too early to start teaching your children that they have everything that they need for a happy, good life already within themselves. They just need to find a way to bring it out, make the best of what was given to them. And he basically gives you 10 different points that you can work on, like it talks about there is good within you and within everybody else. You just need to make sure you bring it out, give it a chance to let it come out. He talks about not letting other people, through their actions or words, hurt you, to make sure you take care of yourself. And so he's really given very small children very good tools to work with and prepare them for the life ahead.
Well, you know, books are a fabulous way for parents to approach any kind of topic. It's a great way to open up the conversation.
Correct.
And, you know, when you're reading through a book, you don't have to just speed through every page. Stop and discuss.
You can stop, discuss, make up your own stories to go along with the pictures. Mm-hmm. Also in the very back, there are some questions that you can ask your child afterwards. How do you deal with that situation? What do you do in a situation like that? Mm-hmm. And so it really should make the children feel like it's a book written just for them.
Mm-hmm. But for us big kids, this would work too.
Yes, it would.
It sure
the
would.
message is still valid.
It's called Incredible You. It's by Dr. Wayne Dyer, and we hope that you'll find it. We have another one.
We have another one.
It's called Walk On.
Walk On. A Guide for Babies of All Ages by Marla Frazee.
Marla Frazee.
And this is sort of a life guide, a walking guide. How do you learn to walk?
Oh.
And it starts out, are you bored sitting just on your diapers all day long? Mm-hmm. Are you ready to take that first big step? And it tells you things you need to be aware of. Don't try to pull fragile things and
so
pull yourself
you could
up.
read it to little babies as you will want to help them with emergent literacy, right?
Correct.
Right.
Correct.
Well, we'll have to talk more about this when we're off camera. Thank you for coming today, Heidi.
You're welcome.
The second book is called Walk On. It's by Marla Frazee, and we hope you'll find it at your local bookstore or at your favorite library.
Hey everybody, I'm here with Anita Rossler, who is going to tell me to mind my own knitting here, I think. What have you got for us?
Well, I want to talk about a couple of fiction novels that Debbie Maycumber wrote.
Okay.
The first one is called The Shop on Blossom Street, and it's about a young woman who's a cancer survivor. Her name is Lydia, and she opens a knitting shop in this not very good area of town, but you know, they're trying to do a comeback. And it doesn't get much attention at first, so she decides to have a class called How to Make a Baby Blanket. And it draws the attention of three women. Jacqueline, who hates her pregnant daughter-in-law, but thinks if she makes her a baby blanket that she can pretend to like her.
Yeah.
And Carol, who has been trying for many years to become pregnant and can't, and she thinks maybe this will be the charm that works. And then there's Alex, a young woman with orange hair and combat boots, and she has to do some community service, and so they tell her she should make a baby blanket for the local, somewhere in the town, I don't recall. And so this is the story of the four women. Of course, there's a love interest for Lydia. It's a story of these four women who sort of come together and bond, and how they use each other to help resolve their problems.
Okay. Can you actually learn how to knit a baby blanket from reading the book?
Not from that book, not from this book.
Yeah.
But Debbie Maycumber, because there was a demand for it, she put out a companion knitting book
Oh,
that
that's
has the first one, and it has the same name, The Shop on Blossom Street, knit along with Debbie Maycumber. It is full of baby blankets. The whole thing is baby blankets. So yes, you could learn to knit a baby blanket from that. And then the sequel to The Shop on Blossom Street is called A Good Yarn, which is actually the name of the little shop. And we get a different group of people in that particular book. Carol now has a baby, and so she's knitting baby sweaters. There's another lady, a retired librarian. What was her name? Oh, Elsie, a retired librarian who lost her life savings and has to live with her daughter, and she's just kind of looking for something to give her life meaning again, and she comes in. And another lady, Beth Ann, whose husband of many years left her, so she's looking for some dignity and some hope. And Courtney, who is a depressed and overweight teenager whose grandmother makes her come to this class because she's trying to help Courtney.
Right.
Lydia's love interest is still involved off and on. Lydia's sister is a part of this. They're kind of estranged. Lydia had had cancer all of her life, off and on, and so the sister sort of felt neglected by the parents. And then there is a companion knitting book to it also, which has patterns for items they talk about in this second book.
Okay, now the first one again was called what? The Shop on
Blossom Street.
The Shop on Blossom Street, and with a knitting book companion that goes along with it.
Yes.
I've never heard of that kind of thing before, but it's kind of neat. I like that.
It was, and they were fun books to read.
Okay, Anita, thanks for coming in. We appreciate it. Coming up, I had a chat with Pauline Rodriguez not too long ago about a book that sounds like it may be a horror story for men. It's called Hot Flash. Here we go. You can take a look at it. Hey everybody, I'm here with Pauline Rodriguez. Pauline, thank you for coming on the show. It's been a while since you were on, I guess, hasn't it?
Yes, it has.
All right. Well, we're going to put you on the hot seat and let you talk about a book. Speaking of hot, it's called The Hot Flash Club. And with that title, it's either a bonding story for women or a horror story for men.
This is a women's story.
All
This
right.
is about 4 women who are of an age where hot flashes become an issue. And they're very diverse. You have a brilliant scientist, a high-powered executive, a massage therapist, and a widowed painter.
Oh, okay. All upper middle class types, it sounds like.
About the same age, and they meet accidentally and start bonding over their shared misery, and discover that they all have life problems, and they start to get the idea that they can help each other out with their problems.
Okay. Is it like one story where they all combine to do something together, or is it kind of 4 stories that flash back and forth?
It's even more than 4 stories.
Oh, goodness.
Just to give you one example, Marilyn, the scientist, has a geeky nerd son who's engaged to the daughter of a wealthy doctor, and she's not too sure this girl actually loves him. So Faye, the painter, gets a job at the doctor's house as housekeeper to see what she can find out. That kind of thing
That kind
goes
of thing.
on.
Well, that sounds almost a little melodramatic there, getting the job as a housekeeper. Is it a comic novel?
It's very
essentially?
funny. It's got some very moving moments, but it's also very amusing. Any woman who is of that age can definitely relate to this story. But I think even people who are, even men,
Even men. Yeah.
even men will enjoy these women's adventures and misadventures. And one of the things I like about it, even though it has so many stories going on, is that you're not having to flip back pages to try to figure out what was happening with this character the last time.
Oh, yeah. It sounds in a way almost like a teen novel for adults. I mean, when you start talking about the 4 women, I thought immediately of Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants or something like that. Does it have that kind of a grown-up teen feel to it in some ways?
It does a little bit. It's definitely a bonding experience, and I think in terms of being able to relate to the characters.
Yeah.
It has a lot to do with what you see in the teen novels very
Okay,
often.
but bonding is an issue at any age.
Oh, yes.
Definitely. All right, thank you. Pauline's been talking about the Hot Flash Club by Nancy Thayer. We hope to have her on again soon, and we hope to see you again soon.
Coming up next, MJ Vandeventer of the National Cowboy and Western Heritage Museum will be talking with Journal Record columnist Joan Gilmore about a book Gilmore has recently read.
Good morning, Joan.
Good morning.
So nice to have you here. And you have a fabulous book you want to talk about, Images of History, and it's a wonderful story about Oklahoma.
It is a truly pictorial, historical story about Oklahoma. And I'm thrilled about the book. I've lived most of my life here, although I was born someplace else. And so many of the photographs in it remind me of the early days when I came, and up to right now. And it's exciting to see the pictures and remember and to find what it was like in 1889 when the land run took place. These pictures are all in what they call the Oklahoman collection, and some of them have been taken by staff photographers who are unidentified. Some have been taken by staff photographers, many of whom I remember, which contributes, I think, to my pleasure of the book.
One of the photographers in the book is your husband,
Well,
Al
yes,
McLaughlin.
as a matter of fact, he has a whole page. It's so exciting. Of course, he was young and skinny then, and I didn't know him, but
And he had
was
dark hair,
beautiful. And he
too.
had dark hair. But he has that. And then Joe Miller, another photographer at the Oklahoman, has the pictures that he took of the cow down in the silo, which you probably don't remember. You're such a youngster.
Oh, thank you very much.
But it traces the state and Oklahoma City through these pictures, many of which were sent to the Oklahoman by invitation because it filled out the images of history, and it deals with the Dust Bowl and the agriculture that was so successful, and the oil business, which was successful and then wasn't successful and then was successful, and the segregation issue. There's a picture of Clara Looper in there that I was here when that happened, and it was really striking to me because I came from a town where there was no segregation. And so that was an exciting period for me.
And there's some great photographs of the Capitol.
Well, I have to show you the best photograph of the Capitol, and I am sorry to say that my husband did not take it, but it is this one, and it is the
beautiful.
Capitol.
It is absolutely
It's the
beautiful.
most beautiful picture of the Capitol that I have ever
And it's
ever
taken by
seen.
Steve Sisney.
Steve Sisney, who is still working there
Yes.
at this time. Bless
And
his
we
heart.
should give credit to the authors, I think, Bob Blackburn.
Bob Blackburn, the executive director of the Historical Society, co-authored the book, and Jim Argo took a lot of the pictures and did the research on the pictures. And it truly is an image of history.
And it's a great coffee table book.
Yes,
Thank you so much for being here.
I love it.
Come again.
All right.
Thank you.
A few weeks ago, I had a chance to talk with Robert J. Conley about his most recent book, Cherokee Medicine Man. I think you'll enjoy what he had to say. Robert J. Conley has written short stories, poetry, novels, nonfiction, mostly novels. Your latest book is Cherokee Medicine Man, The Life and Work of a Modern Day Healer. And what inspired you to write about Cherokee medicine?
I wasn't exactly inspired. I was visiting John, the medicine man, one time. He's a friend of mine. And I had gone to him a few times for some problems that I had. But I was visiting with him one day, sitting out in his front yard, and all of a sudden he just said, "Mr. Conley, I want you to write a book about me." So I suppose my inspiration was I didn't want him to turn me into a mouse.
That would be a powerful motivation to my way of thinking. Now, you did some research before you sat down to write, didn't you?
Well, no, not exactly. I suppose I've been doing research about Cherokee things most of my life. So I usually don't feel like I have to do research for a specific book. I might have to go back and look something up again, or consult a source, but usually I know right where it is. So yeah, I wrote a long, did I call it an introduction?
Yes.
It's a lot of, I suppose, academic information on Cherokee medicine and medicine people. But it didn't really require that much specific research, or it was research that I had already done for other reasons.
Now, I actually didn't find it academic so much as
Good.
well, I felt like it was setting the scene. It was telling us this is where this is coming from, this is the history of these people, and without understanding that, you can't understand what follows.
Well, I think I accomplished my purpose. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I formed an organization a few years called Academics Anonymous.
Oh, you did?
Yes. It's for former professors, you know, who don't want to write any more footnotes. And
Right. Well, I think that it's obviously been very successful going by this intro to the book. Now, you set the stage for John Little Bear, and then you obviously sat and talked with him, and he shared with you nothing specific, but kind of the ways of Cherokee medicine with you, and that was actually the beginning of the book.
yes, I think he talked more about sort of the medicine person's motivation. You know, why does he do what he does, and what's he trying to accomplish? But certainly no details. You know, we don't want anybody experimenting around when they don't know what they're doing. So that was what got it started, and then after that, it was one of those days when he's got huge numbers of people around his house all waiting to see him with their various problems. And he went out on the front porch with me and just made an announcement to the whole crowd. He introduced me, and he said he's writing a book about me and I want you to talk to him. And these were people who probably would never have talked to anybody, especially a stranger and a writer, about the things that they were there for, you know. But when he told them to, they did. They all talked to me.
Well, you obviously talked with a wide range of people, and I noticed that not all of them were Cherokee.
Right. Cherokees, Creeks. Oh goodness, I think there was one Cheyenne boy, Mexican people, black people, white people.
Well, there was a lady with arthritis. I think she was from back east somewhere, and she was talking about how the medicine worked so well at Hanukkah. So
I talked to her just recently.
Oh, you did?
And she said she still hasn't had that arthritis problem come back.
Well, that's good. That's very good. Well, was it easy even after he had said, "Okay, talk with this man. I'm releasing you. I'm telling you to talk with him." Was it easy to get most of these people to talk?
Yeah, it was after that. It was after that, up to a certain point, you know, and then everything just sort of stopped. And I went to see John one afternoon specifically to talk about this book, and we had an understanding. You know, we needed some more information. I went up to see him, and I think I spent 4 hours at his house, and we talked the whole time, but never about the book. And he told me somebody doesn't want this book written, and the implication was that it was somebody using Indian medicine to prevent us from getting it done. But he said we'll get it done. So I don't know what he did or how it all broke loose again, but we did eventually get it done.
Now, is everybody that you talked to in the book, or did you make selections?
I think I got them all in there. Yeah.
Well, I'm always intrigued at how an author can sit and talk with somebody for quite a long time and really tell their story, but tell it very briefly, because a lot of these are quite brief little stories. So I imagine there was a fair amount of editing that you had to do.
Well, yeah, some. Of course, some of the people told their stories very, very briefly and very quickly. And others talked, they might ramble on. And you don't need all that rambling, you just need, need the story.
Well, there was also another one in there who had had all kinds of trouble, and he came to John and actually ended up helping him a lot. He was helping a lot with the sweats and that sort of thing too.
Yeah.
He was almost a continuing character in that.
Yes, yeah, he was up there almost every time I went up. He would be there doing something, working around. And,
because he had a really big problem that it was taking a long time to work on, didn't it?
Yeah, he did.
It was really an intergenerational problem, I believe. With
he did. He had a big problem, and I believe John told him that it came from several generations back in his family, and he had to go through a lot to get over it.
Well, I think this is a very interesting book that, as we said earlier, it's not a recipe book. It's not going to tell you how to practice medicine, but it does give you a very good idea of what medicine can do for a person and what the Cherokee approach to all of this is.
Yes, yeah, it's kind of, I guess it's to hopefully allow people to understand it a little bit better. You know, what is a medicine man or a medicine person? There are women too, and what's he do? And you know, is he a charlatan like some people have written, or just what is he? But I think he's a healer. I think he works with. Oh, if I've been hurt or if I'm sick, I can go see him physically. But if I have some other kind of problem, I can go see him as well. He's a psychologist. He just, any problem one has, you know, he'll deal with it.
I think that was very obvious in the book, and I want to thank you very much for sharing that with us.
Thank you.
Robert J. Conley has been telling us about his book, Cherokee Medicine Man. You can find it at your library in your favorite bookstore.
Hi, I'm Donna Morris, Executive Director of the Metropolitan Library System. 2007 will mark Oklahoma's centennial year. 100 years is a long time, but public libraries have been part of this community since the very beginning. And we're still exactly the same as we've been all along, your primary source for information and entertainment. The delivery methods are different now than in the early days. Today we provide free wireless access, free internet access, DVDs, CDs, free programming for people of all ages, along with the traditional books, magazines, and newspapers. But what hasn't changed is our dedication to helping you find exactly what you need. Librarians continue to be the guides to the up-to-date world of information, and our librarians at MLS are the best in the business. So visit your neighborhood MLS library soon, and as they say in the world of libraries, come check us out.
Thanks for being with us. We'll see you again next time.